Child, it's a very bad thing for a woman to face the worst that can happen to her. Because after she's faced the worst, she can't ever really fear anything again. Scarlet, always save something to fear, even as you save something to love. If I were rain that joins sky and earth that otherwise never touch, could I join two hearts as well? I love you, I love you. I send this message through my fingers and into his, up his arm and into his heart. Hear me, I love you, and I'm sorry to leave you. What is it about the moment you fall in love? How can such a small measure of time contain such enormity? I suddenly realize why people believe in déjà vu, why people believe they've lived past lives, because there is no way the years I've spent on this earth could possibly encapsulate what I'm feeling. The moment you fall in love feels like it has centuries behind it, generations all of them, rearranging themselves so that this precise, remarkable intersection could happen. In your heart, in your bones, no matter how silly you know it is, you feel that everything has been leading to this. All the secret arrows were pointing here. The universe and time itself crafted this long ago, and you are just now realizing it. You are now just arriving at the place you were always meant to be. Gamble everything for love, if you're a true human being. Love is one of the true mysteries, he said at last. The truest and the deepest of all. One thing, Merid, to love is never wrong. It may be disastrous. It may never be possible. It may be the deepest agony, but it is never wrong. Time is too slow for those who wait, too swift for those who fear, too long for those who grieve, too short for those who rejoice. But for those who love, time is eternity. I recall certain moments, let us call them icebergs in paradise, when after having had my fill of her, after fabulous, insane exertions that left me limp and azure-barred, I would gather her in my arms with, at last, a mute moan of human tenderness, her skin glistening in the neon light coming from the paved court through the slits in the blind. Her soot-black lashes matted, her grave gray eyes more vacant than ever, for all the world a little patient still in the confusion of a drug after a major operation, and the tenderness would deepen to shame and despair, and I would lull and rock my lone light Lolita in my marble arms and moan in her warm hair, and caress her at random and mutely ask her blessing. And at the peak of this human, agonized, selfless tenderness, with my soul actually hanging around her naked body and ready to repent, all at once, ironically, horribly, lust would swell a Gando, no, Lolita would say with a sigh to heaven. And the next moment, the tenderness and the azural would be shattered. Trauma is personal. It does not disappear if it is not validated. When it is ignored or invalidated, the silent screams continue, internally heard only by the one held captive. When someone enters the pain and hears the screams, healing can begin. The need for intimacy with the Creator never left us. It was embedded in our very nature. It is a curious subject of observation and inquiry, whether hatred and love be not the same thing at bottom. Each, in its utmost development, supposes a high degree of intimacy and heart knowledge. Each renders one individual dependent for the food of his affections and spiritual life upon another. Each leaves the passionate lover, or the no less passionate hater, forlorn and desolate by the withdrawal of his object. The strategic adversary is fascism. The fascism in us all, in our heads and in our everyday behavior, the fascism that causes us to love power, to desire the very thing that dominates and exploits us. But that afternoon, he asked himself, with his infinite capacity for illusion, if such pitiless indifference might not be a subterfuge for hiding the torments of love. How can you still count yourself a knight when you have forsaken every vow you ever swore? Jaime reached for the flagon to refill his cup. So many vows, ... They make you swear and swear. Defend the king. Obey the king. Keep his secrets. Do his bidding. Your life for his. But obey your father. Love your sister. Protect the innocent, defend the weak, respect the gods, obey the laws. It's too much. No matter what you do, you're forsaking one vow or the other. I met a boy whose eyes showed me that the past, present, and future were all the same thing. Who fixes broken people? Is it only other broken people? Ones who've already been ruined? And do we need to be fixed? It was the messiness and hurt in our pasts that drove us, and that same hurt connected us at a subdermal level. The kind of scars written so deeply in your cells that you can't even see them anymore, only recognize them in someone else. Love demands expression. It will not stay still, stay silent. Be good, be modest, be seen and not heard. No, it will break out in tongues of praise, the high note that smashes the glass and spills the liquid. If he can't handle you at your worst, then he does not deserve you at your best. Real love means seeing beyond the words spoken out of pain, and instead seeing a person's soul. I didn't fall in love, of Corsites, never up to Ubit. She was walking back and forth. I was passing through. Human relationships always help us to carry on because they always presuppose further developments, a future, and also because we live as if our only task was precisely to have relationships with other people. Suddenly, it was too hard to be in his presence, too painful to know that he would belong to someone else. When you love, you should not think you can direct the course of love. For love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Celia, wait, Marco says, standing but not moving closer to her. You are breaking my heart. You told me once that I reminded you of your father, that you never wanted to suffer the way your mother did for him, but you are doing exactly that to me. You keep leaving me. You leave me longing for you again and again when I would give anything for you to stay, and it is killing me. You don't have to say I love you to say I love you, you said with a shrug. All you have to do is say my name, and I know, double quotes, . Can't you hear it, you said. When you love someone, you say their name different, like it's safe inside your mouth. If you learn to hate one or two persons, you'll soon hate millions of people. Shall I tell you the secret of true love? Her father once asked her. A friend of mine liked to tell me that women love flowers. He had many flirtations. Found a wife, do you know why? Because women may love flowers, but only one woman loves the scent of gardenias in late summer that remind her of her grandmother's porch. Only one woman loves apple blossoms in a blue cup. Only one woman loves wild geraniums. That's Mama. Inej had cried. Yes, Mama loves wild geraniums because no other flower has quite the same color. And she claims that when she snaps the stem and puts a sprig behind her ear, the whole world smells like summer. Many boys will bring you flowers, but someday you'll meet a boy who will learn your favorite flower, your favorite song, your favorite sweet. And even if he is too poor to give you any of them, it won't matter because he will have taken the time to know you as no one else does. Only that boy earns your heart. When you meet someone so different from yourself in a good way, you don't even have to kiss to have fireworks go off. It's like fireworks in your heart all the time. I always wondered, do opposites really attract? Now I know for sure they do. I'd grown up going to the library as often as most people go to the grocery store. Jackson didn't need to read about exciting people or places. He went out and found them, or created excitement himself if there wasn't any to be found. The things I like are pretty simple. Burning CDs around themes like songs to get you groove on and tunes to fix a broken heart, watching movies, baking, cookies, and swimming. It's like I was a salad with a light vinaigrette and Jackson was a platter of seafood Cajun pasta. Alone, we were good. Together, we were fantastic. He loved her. Jay Heaton, her best friend since childhood, was in love with her. He didn't say it, but she knew that it was true. And the part that really freaked her out, the part that caught her completely off guard, is that he wasn't alone. Because even though she'd been denying it for a long, long time, it had always been there, waiting beneath the surface of their friendship. And now that it was out, there was no going back, and it was so weird to even be thinking it. But she was in love with him too. If I could bronze my love, it'd be worthy of a silver medal.